This is the Dowdeswell DP1 reversible plough. It is one of Roger Dowdeswell's first commercially available ploughs, and it is probably between 30 and 35 years old. This particular model is equipped with UCN moldboards, and it is set at 14 inches furrow width.
Just have a look at this plough as it goes by. It's fitted with trash boards instead of skimmers. 9 times out of 10 you can't use skimmers on this heavy Warwickshire land. When it's wet it just pushes up in front of you, but today you could use them because it's nice and dry.
Notice how the operator handles his outfit at the headlands. He slowed his tractor down, lifted the plough out of the ground as he was going forward so he wasn't picking up a ton of soil, and he's reversing nice and slowly. He knows he's got a big lump of iron on the back of this Challenger, and he's treating it accordingly.
I actually called this soil Warwickshire Cack in the opening title. It's actually very good soil. If you treat it right, it will treat you right, but if you don't, it will bite you back. It's heavy wheat land and bean land. It was always known as 5-horse plough land. These pictures don't really do it justice. Watch how he drops the plough. Nice and steady, and away we go again. This gentleman tells me he's worked on this farm for over 40 years, and in fact he's now semi-retired. He's a good operator. We had a couple of visitors come and say hello. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. I think that's too big for one of this year's leverets. And if it isn't a leveret, why is the doe chasing the buck? Of course, when they got to the end of the field, they stood up on their hind legs and had a bit of a punch up. And as usual, I managed to miss it. This video was shot at the end of June in 2010, and we're having a very dry summer in Warwickshire. That's why there's a lot of dust about. But you can see it's still moist underneath, and in fact this is why this is very good wheat land, because it hangs on in a dry time. The wheat crops look quite well round here. A nice steady headland turn again. There's no need for any ripping and racing about on the headland. You get done just as quickly. He's just finishing off the pikes now. This is a 100-acre field and he's nearly done, but he's got a fair headland all the way round. He's ploughing a good 8 inches deep. Have a look at the headstock extension fitted to the plough. This had to be manufactured and then fitted to the plough because originally the plough was designed for a steel track crawler. This was of course before rubber track crawlers were even thought of. And the problem is that when you put it on a rubber track crawler, because the tracks are a little bit further back, it was in danger of catching the rubber tracks when it turned over. This ground will set like concrete now, but then the weather will get into it and it will mallow. It will get wet and dry, and as long as we don't have too wet an autumn, it will be a good seed bed for winter wheat. Notice how this chap has got his oil flow restricted to the plough turnover. Goes over nice and steady. Also, this model of plough won't have the flick over switch inside the valve block, so he's having to do that from inside his tractor cab.